Welcome to Shots Fired. I'm Brad Freakin Nolen, and today with me I have the one and only
Nick Freakin Bell
and the legend himself,
Travis King.
We are live in Cana, Virginia to bring you our Week 6 picks. But first, Nick, update us on those standings.
Well, things have changed quite a bit this week. Brad Nolen just stunk it up with an 8-7 record on Week 5, and I caught a little ground. And I went 11-4 this week, and Travis is just running away right now with a 12-3 record this week. Travis has a 4-game lead on me and a 3-game lead on Brad. I am in third place still, but I'm 4 games out of first, which is Travis King, and Brad Nolen second, 3 games out of Travis King, the leader. So, Travis, what's some of your thoughts on the standings so far?
Well, I guess you could say I'm in good shape right now. Always good to be first, no doubt, but not going to get too far ahead of myself. Still a pretty good ways to go in the playoffs, so still anything can happen.
Brad, what do you think about the standings?
I had a rough week last week. I ain't gonna lie. I thought, man, I got to get some of these games right, but hey, it is what it is. Hopefully I can get some games right this week and take that lead back from Mr. King, so we'll see.
Yeah, Travis has been solid. He's picked some solid upsets the last couple weeks. He picked Detroit over New England. I thought that was very impressive, and he's very close when he picked Denver over Kansas City. That game was one pass away from being another upset. So Travis King has obviously got some inside information. Maybe he's Colin Coward or something. Got some of these players' numbers, seeing who's injured and seeing who's playing and stuff.
Also, picked Detroit against Green Bay. Not many people thought they beat Green Bay neither, and they won.
Well, I thought before the game I was wanting to pick Detroit in that game, but I know we can't change our picks once we do them on here. So, but once I saw Green Bay had all those injuries, I was like, man, there ain't no way they're gonna win. But it is what it is. So.
They would have won if Mason Crosby would have made some field goals.
That too, yeah. That was horrible. It was a horrible week for kickers this week.
Yeah.
Seemed like every kicker I had in fantasy missed kicks.
Yep.
Robbie Gould had me -1 points, and then Mason Crosby had 0. So.
And a dome too on top of that. How could you miss all those in a dome?
Maybe he just wasn't used to the turf, kicking off field grass. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what was some interesting things from last week that caught y'all's attention?
Well, Graham Gano hitting a 63-yard field goal was something else. I about fell out of my seat when he hit it. Couldn't believe it. Thought Carolina had lost the game. They deserved to lose, but Graham Gano won it for him.
What'd you think of that Odell Beckham pass to Barkley in that game?
It was a creative play. I'll give him credit.
Yeah.
Carolina wasn't expecting it. They executed it. So, give them credit.
Do you think we have a quarterback controversy in New York now between Eli Manning and Odell Beckham?
I just think it's so disrespectful of OBJ to call Eli Manning like that.
Yeah.
The reason OBJ has got the contract he's got today is because of Eli Manning. Eli Manning gave him them balls, and that's the reason he put them stats up the last couple of years. Eli Manning is 38 years old, so, he's out of his prime, and we got to respect that. He got 2 Super Bowls, and I think OBJ should be more respectful towards Eli. He's an elder, he's a leader on the team, and quit causing drama like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Beckham's got some strong opinions. Now that he's got paid, I guess he thinks he can say what he needs to say. And I agree, New York does need a different quarterback. But as for now, Manning's going to have to do. Hopefully, not hopefully, I hope New York sucks the rest of the year. But maybe they get that quarterback situation figured out.
Eli Manning has some dumb moments. Everybody makes fun of him and stuff. I still think he's a top 20 quarterback in the NFL. I think he's better than Joe Flacco, Case Keenum.
So.
I think he's better than Case Keenum. I think he's better than Derek Carr.
You make an argument. Derek Carr is really struggling.
He's better than Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, I think so.
As of right now, I would say he's better than the 4 rookie quarterbacks as of right now.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of the season we could be talking different, but we haven't had a large enough sample size yet.
Nick Bell, I disagree with every single one of those comments you just made, except I think Manning's a little bit better than Josh Allen, your boy Josh Allen.
Wait. You saying he's better than Derek Carr?
Derek Carr's better, yeah.
Oh my God!
Threw an interception in the end zone on first
On a
down,
1-yard
dude.
line. Did you
Yeah.
see? And what beats it all? Did you see his interview back in June when they signed Marshawn? Well, they talking about Marshawn getting the ball on the one. He said, "Yeah, we won't be passing on the one. We'll be handing it to the big guy." And you know what they did? They threw it right into the defense or the linebacker's arms of the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. But Oakland does have a top 10 passing offense this year. I know Derek Carr's leading the league in picks, but
Yeah.
I mean, Eli Manning's made a career of throwing interceptions. But so
He's also got 2 Super Bowls.
true.
I just think in the end, rings
Yeah.
will have a big say-so in your career.
I still don't
And
think.
he also did beat the Patriots 2 times in the Super Bowl. So he
Saying
did beat
something.
He did beat Tom Brady, and he beat the 16-0 undefeated Patriots.
Yeah.
But Eli Manning won't touch the Hall of Fame, not even close, in my
I
opinion.
think he will be in the Hall of Fame.
I think he will too.
I don't
no
think
way
so.
He can't get any
2 Super Bowls.
He beat the greatest quarterback of all time.
True, but I still don't think his resume is a Hall of Fame type resume.
He came. They won it both years from a wild card spot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That was mainly because their defense was so good.
He put up points and threw for yards in the playoffs.
Yeah, playoff Eli Manning is better than regular season Eli Manning, but his career stats, I don't see him getting in the Hall of Fame.
I don't see how.
I really do think he's gonna get in the Hall
Yeah,
of
I
Fame.
do too.
mean,
Especially in the era of quarterbacks he's played with, he's not close to some of these guys. Brady, Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, nah.
you know, you think Philip Rivers is gonna get in the Hall of Fame?
Definitely.
Yeah,
See,
I do.
I just think Eli Manning has more of a resume than Philip does.
Phillip Rivers has been consistent for his whole career, and
Consistently not making the playoffs.
I mean, he's always putting up yards and touchdowns. He's not had a supporting cast like Eli. Always. I mean, this year he's got a good offense behind him, but typically he doesn't have what he needs to get the job done. He's never had a good defense.
I mean, I guess you're right about that. I mean, but this year I can say they've drafted the talent around him on defense and on offense. He's got 2 good running backs. And he's got a really elite receiver and 2 decent receivers behind them.
Mhm.
Keenan Allen's the elite receiver I'm talking about. And then the 2-headed monster running backs. I mean, Melvin Gordon and then Eckler.
Austin Eckler.
Yeah. They're both pretty good, but if it's Phillip Rivers' year, it's going to have to be this year or next year.
Mm-hmm.
He's running out of time.
That's true.
I mean, what do y'all think about Drew Brees? He's definitely in the Hall of Fame.
Definitely,
Of
yeah.
course.
That's a no-brainer.
I mean, I think he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks of all time.
I'll go ahead and say he's second greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion, behind Brady.
But he's really underrated. Like,
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely top 5, I think, all-time quarterback.
Yeah.
He don't get a lot of credit, but he's one of a kind, that's for sure. He gets overshadowed in the era of quarterbacks he's played with, but he's definitely a great. But let's get into these Week 6 picks. Nick, take it away.
The Philadelphia Eagles, Brad Nolen struggling, Super Bowl hangover maybe, I don't know, versus the New York Giants on Thursday Night Football.
Well, I'm going to pick the Eagles, but I don't feel too confident about it. I think I could see the Giants winning this game. Eagles are just having a rough time right now. Their offensive line is trash. Like last year, they had the best line in the league, and now they don't want to block anybody. I guess possibly they've lost their edge since winning the Super Bowl. They're just going to sit back and take it easy, but they got to get that line figured out. And I think once they do that, they'll be fine. But until then, it's going to be rough sledding for Philadelphia. But I do like the Eagles in this game. I think it's either going to go one of 2 ways. Eagles will go in there and blow them out, or it's going to be a really close game. One of the 2. And I can see the Giants winning it easily. But I'm going to pick the Eagles. I mean, I can't bet against my guys, so.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia's going to go into New York tomorrow night. Big division rivalry, and I think they're going to walk out of New York with a win. With Bradley, I ain't too overly confident about it, based on what I've seen out of Philadelphia, especially these last 2 weeks. But I think they'll get it done. And New York had an absolute heartbreaking loss in Carolina Sunday. So in my opinion, they're limping into that game tomorrow night off of that. And I just don't think they're going to be ever the way they lost that game in Carolina. I'm sure they thought they had it won. I could tell by the reactions on the sidelines from all their players. They couldn't believe, they made that 63-yard field goal. And I just think on a short week it's going to hang with them. And I think Philly's going to be able to do enough to win this game. I think it's actually going to be an ugly game, I feel like. But I think Philly will win. Yeah, it's going to be close, I feel like, especially on the road.
What makes you think it's going to be an ugly game?
It's just neither team ain't playing too well, and the Giants off a heartbreaking loss, short week.
Yeah, I had the same thought. I was thinking ugly, too. That was a key word.
I think it's going to be a lot of fireworks in this game, actually, a lot of offense.
I think the player of the game is going to be Sterling Shepard, but I think the Eagles are going to pull out with the win.
Yeah.
I think Philadelphia is going to get straightened out. I mean, if you can remember, I hate to say that I just talk about Seattle and stuff, but if you remember Seattle coming off both Super Bowls, they started off about the same the Philadelphia Eagles did. I mean, you just got to find out you're not entitled to win. You got to go out there and win and prove it. You just can't go out there and say, hey, we got this. You got to actually play. You got to play. It's not what you got on paper. It's what you do on the field and leave it all on the field. And I just think Philadelphia is going to win in an ugly game with several turnovers.
Yeah, I think it'll be several turnovers, too. I'm going to go 24-20 Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think Carson Wentz is the X factor for Philadelphia. And then for the Giants, I already said it, Sterling Shepard is going to be the X factor.
Yeah.
Wentz has been playing good, though, despite the offensive line not playing worth the crap. He's actually doing pretty well. I mean, he's laying on his butt half the time, but when he's upright, he's making plays. So
now you know how Russell Wilson feels.
Yeah.
But anyway, Philadelphia, I got them winning an ugly game featuring many turnovers. I'm going to go with Philadelphia 27-21. So, Brad, you said the Eagles? You got a score?
Yep. I'm gonna go Philly. Say 31-16.
Okay. Moving on to the Seattle Seahawks versus the Oakland Raiders
in London.
Yes.
What y'all got?
I can see this potentially being an ugly game too, but I think the Raiders is gonna win. And I could see Seattle winning. Would not surprise me. It's one of these games I could honestly see going about either way, but I think Oakland's going to somehow find a way to get the win. And Seattle showed a lot of heart, a lot of poise against the Rams, but fell just short against the 5-0 Rams team that's, in my opinion, been the best team in the league all year. But that's a heartbreaking loss. Now they got to travel a ton of miles for them, especially being in the Pacific Northwest to London. Of course, I guess Raiders do too in California. But yeah, I think Oakland's gonna win. I can see it. I can see this being a high-scoring game, but being an ugly game too. On top of that, some turnovers and stuff. But I'm gonna go with Oakland. Go 31-28 Oakland.
Yeah, I'm going the other way in this one. I like Seattle. I had a kind of a tough time picking this one, but in the end I picked Seattle because their running game has been really good this year, and Oakland's had trouble stopping the run. And then another thing that came into play was the fact that Derek Carr's leading the league in interceptions, and Seattle's second in interceptions this year. So I'm going to go Seattle in a close game, 27-24.
This one wasn't too hard for me. I got Seattle beating them pretty easy. I just think Chris Carson's gonna rush for 150 yards with 2 touchdowns, and Russell Wilson's gonna throw for 3 touchdowns.
Good.
So I got them scoring 5 touchdowns in the game with a Janikowski field goal, winning 38-17. Seattle and London. First time Seattle's ever played over there.
Yeah, that is true.
So, I mean, they don't play good on the road, but I just feel good about this because that Oakland Raiders defense is terrible.
Yeah, it is bad. I do agree with you there.
So, I mean, Russell Wilson's one of the smartest quarterbacks in the NFL. So, I think he'll find find the holes and stuff. And
He's a lot better than Derek Carr, especially right now. Of course, has been throughout his career, though.
Yep, so me and Brad's rolling with the Seahawks, and Travis is going with the Raiders.
I just think Oakland's going to find a way. They got a lot of offense, despite the fact Derek Carr makes bad mistakes at crucial times.
Okay, is everybody done talking?
Yeah.
All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Brad.
I like Atlanta in this game at home. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Neither team has a defense. We have the return of Mr. Uber, Groper, Jameis Winston.
Crab leg.
He's going to have a good day, I feel like, and Matt Ryan's going to have a good day. It's going to be a shootout, but I like Atlanta. I'm going to go 38-31.
Yeah, I like Atlanta as well. I've been saying all year long, when I say somebody's playing Atlanta, it's going to be a shootout, and here we go again. We're going to see another shootout, I feel like, especially in the Dome. Yeah, it's going to be a high-scoring game. Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, for Tampa Bay, Mike Evans, all them guys I could see getting touchdowns and having a lot of receiving yards in this game.
You think Julio's going to score a touchdown this week?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that. I think this is his week.
I mean, Julio's capable of scoring multiple touchdowns every week, despite the fact he don't.
Actually, I could see Julio having his best game of the year. He might have 3 touchdowns,
Yep.
150, 200 yards. Who knows?
Neither team's got a defense. Atlanta would have a defense. They didn't have 3 key guys get hurt. Tampa, even if they're healthy on defense, their defense still bad regardless. But anyhow, I could see Jameis Winston, Matt Ryan. I could see both of them throwing for, heck, it wouldn't surprise me, both of them 300-400 yards in this game. It really wouldn't. But in the end, Matt Bryant, solid kicker. He's going to kick a game-winning field goal, and the final score is going to be 38-35 Atlanta.
This game's going to rest on Matt Ryan's hands offensively, because that run game is not going to get anything against the Buccaneers' rush defense, which is ranked second in the NFL right now. Gerald McCoy up front, and he's a bad man. But that pass defense is awful. So I expect the playbook to be 80% pass, 20% run. And I'm talking they're probably going to be passing first down, second down, third down. The only time they're going to run on first down if it's like 1st and 5 or something.
And they're good with a quarterback they got too, Matt Ryan, all-time great.
Never heard of her.
But Matt Ryan, he took out of the game last week at Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I don't know
getting blown
how
out.
serious the injury was, but
Oh, he got hurt? I didn't know that.
yeah,
Oh, Lord.
he's questionable for this week.
Oh, no.
Well, if he don't play, then Tampa's going to win. But if he plays and he's healthy, Atlanta will win.
As of right now, so they haven't made a big deal about it. The media usually makes a big deal about that.
Yeah.
But evidence popped up. He got took out of the game because he got sacked and his arm got hit.
Ooh.
So
I didn't even know that.
it was because of the injury, and I think he's gonna be all right. I don't think he's gonna be 100%.
Yeah.
But I still think Atlanta's gonna find a way. I just don't think they're gonna go to 1-5.
I don't
They
think
go to
they
1-5,
will
the season's over.
Yeah. Well, honestly, about think it's over with anyhow. They ain't got no defense, but I do think they'll win this week.
If they win, this will give them some momentum and a fighting chance.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Atlanta winning.
Carolina, New Orleans keeps on winning there. They ain't gonna be around long though.
But I don't know. The wild card's really open.
That's true. Well, 3 teams made it out of the South last year, so I mean, anything's possible.
So I'm going to go with Atlanta. And a shootout, of course. Everybody got Atlanta right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Oh, 2 cross-state rivals playing. The Carolina Panthers is traveling to the Washington Redskins. Travis.
I like the Carolina Panthers in this game and would not be surprised if it's a blowout. Carolina, I don't even know where to begin. Going back to last week against the Giants, I think they just overlooked them. I don't think they were well prepared. They weren't ready to play, but they somehow came away with a win, and the only reason why is because of Graham Gano. They just faddled around, and I don't know what in the world was wrong with them, but I'll still give the Giants credit for fighting like they did. And if anything, the Giants were the better team Sunday, and they really should have won. And I really hate to say this as a Panthers fan, but there were several calls by the refs that went against New York that were bad calls, in my opinion. One of them helped Carolina get a touchdown, so if you take away that's taking away 7 points right there. But anyhow, that game last week was crazy. Me and Clay, we were texting throughout the whole game. Of course, Clay, he texts me about every week, mad, fussing about something, ain't being ugly, but it's just the truth.
Shots fired.
Fussing over the offensive coordinator. He's already started fussing over North Turner. I can't even hardly say it without laughing, but it's the truth, folks. Which, I mean, I think he had some points. I don't think it was the best called game, but then again, I don't think Carolina executed too well neither. And they did give up a lot of points on defense. That trick play of the Giants ran, give them credit. That was a good execution. I don't think there was nothing Carolina could really do about that. So give them credit on that. But, yeah, that last drive when Barkley scored, I texted Clay. Because Clay thought it was game over. He was so upset and he thought it was game over. And I said, nah, man. I said, I think Cam's going to lead them down the field and they're going to score. I said, you know, he's going to kick a game-winning field goal, and look what happened.
63
But I told Clay, I said, I didn't envision it being a 63-yarder. I was envisioning maybe 45 to 50 yards where it's makeable, not 63.
That would have been good from 70, I thought.
But North Turner did make one horrible call. About cost him the game, 3rd and 1. There on Beverly probably knows that last drive, no timeouts, and the idiot ran the ball.
Oh, yeah, and then Cam spiked it, and it showed on the screen 4th and 1.
Yes, it showed 4th and 1.
And I about lost my mind.
Yes, I saw that too. I was
like, what is going on?
Yeah. You texted me, and I was like, well, I think they gave McCaffrey the first down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they didn't go back and review that play, because that was really close to him not getting it.
I was watching it by myself, and I talked to myself.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that's going to be on. Come on, man.
Yeah. That would have been something if he didn't get the first down and Cam had thought they gave it to him and he spiked it on 4th down, and that would have been the ball game.
Everybody would have talked about that.
Yeah.
That would have been something you just never get over. But even, let's see, when he did spike it, I think it was 6 seconds to go. At that point, before Gano trotted out there, I thought, well, they're just going to throw up a Hail Mary and we're going to lose. Well, I was sitting there thinking. I thought there was no way they'd trot him out there. Then I see him coming out there, and I was like, well, for some strange reason, I like this idea better than throwing a Hail Mary.
Yeah, you have more of a chance of getting it through the uprights from there than catching a Hail Mary.
And as soon as he kicked it, like, it was crazy. It just seemed like slow motion, and he kicked it. And I thought, well, dang, this got the distance. And it went right through. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe what just happened. And I texted you. You didn't believe me. Therefore,
yeah, my TV cut off right when they were lining up to kick and went to like a news break or something. I was like, well, all right then. The next thing I know, Travis texts me, game over or something like that. I was like, well, I guess they won.
But, yeah, they shouldn't have won, but they did. But either way, now they're getting their leader, heart and soul of Carolina Panthers, Thomas Davis, back this week. The players, the coaching staff, all the fans have been raving about it. He's the heart and soul of defense, in my opinion, and he's coming back this Sunday, and the Redskins are coming off of a beatdown. I mean, they were expected to lose in New Orleans, yes, but I don't believe in that fashion, but they did. It's a short week for them. I mean, yes, they are at home, but Washington's not that far from Carolina, so I could see a lot of Panthers fans being at that game. So, yeah, I think Carolina's going to win. I just don't think Washington's got enough. Carolina's got a boost on defense with Thomas coming back. I could see him having a heck of a game. Wouldn't surprise me if he wins Defensive Player of the Week this week, to tell you the truth. But, and I just don't think Washington's defense is going to be able to stop Cam and company. So I'm going to go with Carolina. I'm going to go 34-13 Carolina.
I like Carolina in this one as well, but I think it's going to be a close game, actually. Washington got embarrassed on Monday night, and I think they're going to come back this week and play tough. Their defense isn't all that bad. It looked bad against New Orleans, but prior to that, it looked pretty good. So I think Washington can slow down Carolina somewhat. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going Carolina. I'm going to go 26-18.
I think Carolina's going to win. Washington, the game I think about is when Indianapolis Colts went into Washington and beat them 21-9.
It's true.
The home field advantage in Washington's not big at all. I mean, it was the first. I mean, this year they haven't sold out for the first time in so many years. It was, I don't know what's going on, but a lot of fight over the team name. People getting frustrated with the term Redskins and it's splitting up the city, I think. But I think the Panthers are going to win. Cam Newton looks really good this year.
Yeah.
So that's really surprising to me. I didn't expect that, but I mean, not really passing, but the running and stuff, he knows. I mean, he's got a lot of rush yards, but pass yards, he's only threw for like 872 yards in 4 games because he played 4 games. But
yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna go and say the Panthers winning. I ain't got a score on that one because I just really couldn't tell you how that game's gonna go. All right, guys. Moving on to the Indianapolis Colts versus the New York Jets. Brad Nolen.
I like the Jets at home in this one. They looked good last week at home, and I think they're going to win again this week. Their running game has come alive here lately. Isaiah Crowell has went off this season. It's a big surprise. And then Bilal Powell, he's doing good as well. So I think Jets win this one. I think Colts will try to make a comeback at the end. Andrew Luck will be throwing Lord knows how many passes this game, but give me the Jets. Let's go 31-21.
Yeah, I like the Jets too in this game at MetLife Stadium. I see this being one of the better games of the week this week. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Jets are going to put up some points on offense. Colts defense is still suspect. Darnold's going to have a big day. Powell, Crowell, the running back's going to have a big day. Quincy and Unwise going to have a big day. Andrew Luck, like you said, he's going to throw a lot of passes. Probably throw for, I could see 300 yards, probably maybe 350. Yeah, it's going to be a good game, but I'm going to go with the Jets. I'm going to go 30-24 Jets.
I'm going to go with the Colts. I don't know, man. I just think Andrew Luck's going to outplay Darnold. I don't know what you're going to get out of Darnold. I mean, he's played good 2 out of the 5 weeks.
It's true.
So I'm going to go with Luck because I know Luck will throw the ball. So when he throws the ball, sometimes the receiver's going to catch it. And sometimes when the receiver catches it, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Darnold, I don't know if he's going to throw it. I don't know if the receiver's going to catch it. And the Colts are going to get T.Y. Hilton back this week, so I'm going to go with the Colts winning. I mean, I think it's going to be close, but it's a lot like the Denver game last week. I picked Denver to beat the Jets.
Yeah.
And now I'm picking the Colts to beat the Jets, but I just think the Colts are slightly better than the Broncos as of right now. It's all about momentum and stuff.
Jets look good at home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Other than the Miami game they have.
Well, yeah. That was a close game, though.
I guess we'll find out. I
just think the Jets are a little bit more balanced on offense. I do think Andrew Luck's better than Darnold at this point.
Well, of course. Darnold's only started 5
I'm not
games.
saying it's going to be like that forever, no, but at this point's what I'm saying.
So I'm going to roll.
I think they got better running backs, too.
Going with the Colts, and y'all are going with the Jets?
Yep.
Wow.
J-E-T-S,
I think the Jets defense is a little bit better. And playing in New York, that's a pretty big home field advantage for them.
Yeah, they're going to be salty after the Yankees got eliminated last night from the playoffs, so they're going to be angry and they're going to be begging for a win at home. So
Yep. And they get their Giants tomorrow night at home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to the Arizona Cardinals versus the Minnesota Vikings. Travis.
Well, shouldn't be much of a game on paper. Sort of reminds me of Buffalo going to Minnesota. What was that, week 3, I believe?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Arizona, to me, is about on Buffalo's level. But if it pans out like it should on paper, this shouldn't be a game, especially in Minnesota. And I don't think Minnesota's going to have another letdown against a weak team. So I think they're going to keep their foot down on the gas after they learn their lesson against Buffalo. And I'm going to say Minnesota wins. Golly. They'll put up a lot of points, especially at home, I feel like. I'm going to go 35-10 Minnesota.
I'm picking the Vikings in this one too, but I think it's going to be a pretty close game. Yeah, Trav. I do think so. I think there's going to be a lot of offense in this game. I think Josh Rosen's going to have a decent game and keep up with Kirk Cousins for a while. So I don't think it's going to be a beatdown like most would think. So I'm going to go Vikings 34-24.
Yeah, I'm going Minnesota. The question is Thielen going to keep his NFL record going with 6 straight 100-yard games, but he's against Patrick Peterson.
I think he'd probably be covering Diggs, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I would think.
You think so?
Yeah.
I read in the fantasy they said Thielen's probably going to be matched up with Peterson.
Well, Diggs going to have a big day then.
That's why I didn't pick Thielen this week. That's why I thought about getting Diggs.
Yeah. Well, I would pick either one of those guys. They're studs.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Minnesota winning.
Yeah.
Peterson ain't enough on defense.
That's just a tough environment, too, for a rookie quarterback to play in Minnesota.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It's a big
I don't
home
know.
field advantage.
Josh Allen made it look pretty easy.
Yeah. I think they were looking ahead to the Rams, though.
All 3 rolling with Minnesota.
Yep.
All right, Brad, moving on. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm picking the Bengals in this one at home. Yep. I'm very high on the Bengals this year. They're surprising me. Like, going into the season, I had them finish last in the AFC North.
I had them 4-12.
Yeah, like I had it about that, yeah. So I'm like, they're impressing me, and I think they're going to keep it rolling at home against Pittsburgh. I think their offense is just as good as Pittsburgh's, honestly. The running game's good. Their receivers are good. Andy Dalton's playing good, so give me and then, of course, it's a rivalry game, so those are always close. So I'm going to go Bengals 27-24 at home.
Yeah, I actually like Cincinnati to win this game at Cincinnati. A big division rivalry. And they did beat Baltimore at home earlier in the year, another division rival. Now they get Pittsburgh at home. I wouldn't be surprised, of course, if Pittsburgh won, but I think Cincinnati, especially at home, is going to get the win. It'd be a good game. I think it'd be a shootout. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think it'll be a shootout. Pittsburgh's defense still suspect, especially going on the road. I think Andy Dalton's going to throw for a lot of yards, and they got Joe Mixon back now too. That's a big plus. He's a lot better than Giovanni Bernard.
And they got Vontez Burfict back on defense.
Oh, Lord.
They got him last week back, so.
Well, I just wonder if he'll make it through the whole game. If he don't do something stupid, he might get ejected knowing him.
He might pop old Antonio Brown's head off knowing him.
Especially Pittsburgh. But I think Pittsburgh's going to put up some points too. At this point, I think Cincinnati's defense is a little bit better than Pittsburgh's, and I think that's what the difference is. Plus, playing in Cincinnati, man, they hate the Steelers. I know they hate them worse than they do Baltimore, just as far as Cincinnati and the rivalry with Pittsburgh and Baltimore goes. But yeah, I think the Bengals will win. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 30-23 Cincinnati.
What the hell? Someone's walking down the road.
Yeah, they are.
I got Pittsburgh winning in a high-scoring affair. I think James Conner's will have another big game. Goodness gracious. I can't believe y'all picked Cincinnati.
Yeah. No, I really think they're going to win.
And y'all picked the Jets. So there's 2 games I think I could pick up on y'all.
Yeah.
Or you could go the other way.
Yeah, you're right.
You'll be
if it goes the other way, Monday ain't going to work. All right. I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh. James Conner's going to have another big game. I think the game's going to be in the 30s. And we shoot out. I think there'll be a couple ejections.
Yeah. Would not surprise me.
These teams get into it.
No, they don't like each other.
Who was it? William Gay took a pick 6 back and started doing a dance or something, and then one of the Bengals players did something.
They're always getting into it every year, seems like.
Okay, we differed on that one. Moving on to the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Cleveland Browns.
Well, I like the Cleveland Browns in this game at home. Like I said all year, West Coast team coming East Coast for a 1 o'clock game I don't think fares well for the West Coast teams. So far, that's held up, it seems like, all year. And I think you can make an argument Cleveland's just as good as Chargers right now, if not better. So,
Do what?
yeah, absolutely, no doubt.
No.
Yeah, you could.
No.
What makes you think that?
Chargers are, I wouldn't say they're on a whole nother level, but they're better than the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather trust Phillip Rivers or Baker Mayfield?
Phillip Rivers. I just think Baker's got a better team around him right now.
I wouldn't say that,
They're
Trav.
playing better.
Melvin Gordon and Keenan Allen and all those guys for the Chargers.
Cleveland's defense is pretty good, though. They're going to have
True.
a tough time, especially in Cleveland. That place is going to be rocking, especially coming off that win against Baltimore. The Chargers, they may still be half asleep for that 1 o'clock starting at 10 o'clock out west. So,
They better set their alarms.
yeah, I feel pretty confident Cleveland's going to win this game. I about picked Cleveland last week, and I would have if it wasn't for Skip Bayless. But I'm going with them this week.
Never listen to that idiot Skip Bayless. He's an idiot.
He's a Dallas
Right.
Cowboys fan.
What do they know?
I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a close game with Cleveland and Chargers. But I just think Baker Mayfield's going to find a way. Enjoy Bosa being out. They're not going to be able to get to Baker. And if they did, he's got escapability anyhow. He can get out of the pocket and roll and make a throw on you. So I just think Cleveland, they got a lot of heart and a lot of poise. I know it's a different sport, sort of reminds me of the Braves in a way. But young team. But I just think they're going to find a way. They're going to scratch and claw. And I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go 30-28 Cleveland.
So after that, I think we can infer that Brad's going to go the opposite way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Chargers going to go into Cleveland and get this win. I thought about it for a second. You know, the Cleveland Browns, they're looking good this year, I will admit. But the Chargers' offense is explosive as any teams in the NFL. And Melvin Gordon's on a roll right now. And I don't see the Browns slowing him down. And nor do I see him slowing down Phillip Rivers. I say it'll be somewhat close, but in the end, I like the Chargers by 10, 34-24.
I'm going to have to go with Brad on this one. I don't see the Browns winning this many games in 6 games. They could easily be 5-0 right now.
Good. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you think about that. If they had a kicker in the first 2 games.
New Orleans game, kicker got them.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Pittsburgh game, that penalty really hurt when they got that interception on the block in the back, made the field goal a lot longer.
Well, on the other side, too, the Chargers could easily be 5-0 if they didn't have to play the Chiefs and the Rams on their schedule.
That's part of scheduling now. I'm just talking about players and stuff.
Like, if they'd have played a mediocre team, they could be 5-0. I'm just saying. They
Yeah.
played the 2 best teams in the NFL.
Well, Cleveland played Pittsburgh, a stout. That's a stout offensive team.
Yeah.
And held them to 21, and then
But they're kind of struggling right now, though. You got to think.
Yeah.
Now,
still,
the Saints, though, that's different. Saints are a legit team.
Baltimore, that defense.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you that. Yeah, Cleveland's had a tough schedule, yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna have to go with Brad. I'm gonna have to go with the Chargers. I think the Chargers are gonna win pretty easy. Melvin Gordon have a big day. Browns defense, not a defense to have this week in fantasy. But you know what? I praise the Browns defense because last week I got them for a cheap price in my fantasy, and they was the most valued pick last week out of the league I was in. They put up 3.6, roughly 3.5 more points than they should have. So I was very impressed. But yep, Chargers all the way. Travis is gonna be the lone wolf and pick the Browns. Moving on, the Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Texans. Brad.
I like the Texans in this one easily. at home. Deshaun Watson will have a good day. I don't see any reason why they ain't going to win this game. So they look good against Dallas on a Sunday night. Really good game. DeAndre Hopkins had one of the craziest plays I think I've ever seen on that catch, and he done 2 spin cycles. It was awesome. But, yeah, I'm going Texans 34-17.
Yeah, I like Houston too. This game going to be a blowout. Shouldn't even be close on paper, you wouldn't think, especially at Houston. I mean, Josh Allen, a rookie quarterback, going on the road to play J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney in that D-line. Good luck to them. And it's going to be loud in Houston. Houston's starting to get some momentum, 1-2 in a row. So, and of course on defense, Buffalo's not bad on defense, but they're not going to be able to stop Watson and Hopkins and Will Fuller and all them guys. Not for 60 minutes and 4 quarters, no.
And this game also features probably the 2 worst offensive lines in football. So we'll have a lot of quarterback scrambles in this game.
Yep. But, yeah, I like Houston. I'm going to go 37-7. I'll give Buffalo a late touchdown, cheapie.
For the most part, the Bills has played everybody close this year. I think this will be a pretty close game. I mean, Houston will pull away. I think Houston will win by 10 or 13. But just like last week, the Bills beat the Titans, hung with them the whole game. Actually, was winning the whole game.
Yep.
And then the week before, they can't come to mind who they play. Who they played the week before? The Bills.
The Packers, I believe.
Not the game I think about when they played Minnesota.
Yeah,
that was an impressive game.
Yeah.
But I guess when the Bills show up, they can compete with anybody.
Yeah.
For the most part. But I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans winning by 10. I'm gonna say 24-14, Houston. So that's everybody's got locked on Houston right there.
That's a sweep.
All right, pull out the broom. Moving on to Chicago Bears traveling to the Miami Dolphins. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but what happened the last time the Bears was undefeated and went down to Miami?
They lost, didn't they?
I have no idea.
They ended up losing this game. And then they went to the Super Bowl and won it. 85.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Huh.
Had no idea.
That's not going to happen this year, Nick Bell.
I know. That was an interesting stat I heard.
I mean, Chicago's not undefeated anyhow, but still. It's a cool stat, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going with the Bears in this one on the road. I had a tough time picking this game. I think it's going to be close, but it came down to Chicago's defense, and I think their offense and defense is better than Miami's. But Miami's secondary is pretty legit. I think they lead the NFL in interceptions this year. So, I mean, anything could happen. Mitch Trubisky could have a bad game, but I do like Chicago in a close one. I'm going to say 23-16 Bears.
Yeah, I like Chicago too. Feel really confident about it. Could potentially see it being a blowout, to be honest with you. Miami starting to go the wrong direction after starting off 3-0. Of course, they've had 2 tough games on the road back-to-back, especially New England. Coming off them back-to-back losses and beating the fire out of them like they did in Foxborough. Then they go to Cincinnati. And that game was surprising because I think at one point Miami was up, 17 or 20 to nothing. Yeah. And I was sitting there thinking, well, dang, they're going to win. This is crazy. And old Cincinnati just storms back and won. I think Cincinnati, in my opinion, in that game, just overlooked Miami and was looking ahead to Pittsburgh coming to town this Sunday is what happened there. And then they finally got it together and they beat them. And that was a tough loss for Miami to blow a lead like that on the road. But, I mean, they are at home, back at home. And I just think Chicago's too much. So they're coming off a bye week. They're going to be fresh. Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen's going to do well running the ball. They're not going to be able to stop those back, especially Jordan Howard. If they get that run game going, then it's going to open up things in the passing game for Trubisky, Allen Robinson, and company. And Tannehill against Khalil Mack. Are you kidding me? Khalil Mack will eat him for lunch down in South Beach. And Chicago's defense as a whole, Miami's not going to be able to really do nothing on offense in this game. So, yeah, I like Chicago. I'm going to go 28-10 Chicago.
I like Chicago too. I don't know. Every time I pick against Miami usually wins. Usually, I mean, I know here the last 2 weeks it's worked in my favor, and every time I pick them, they'll blow it or something. So you know what? I haven't picked them the last 2 weeks. I ain't gonna pick them this week. Actually, I don't think I've picked them in any game this year. So I'm gonna continue this and
picked them against Oakland.
I did. No, I didn't.
I know you didn't.
Oh.
No.
Oh, are we talking about you, Travis?
Yeah, I was just saying I picked them 1 game all.
Travis, you gonna fight? No, I'm gonna go with the Bears. I ain't picking Miami. I probably won't pick Miami a game the rest of the year unless it's against Buffalo or something. But yep, you heard it here. I hope don't change my word, but I'm gonna go with Chicago.
That's another sweep.
All right, moving on. Travis. The Tennessee Titans versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, this might surprise some people. Tighten up. The Titans is going to win this game at Nissan Stadium in Nashville Sunday afternoon at 4:25. They just scratch and claw like they do all year, and they're going to find a way. I don't know how they're going to do it, but Mariota's going to pull something out of his butt, and
yeah,
Corey Davis is going to have another good game. Touchdown, maybe 2 touchdowns. And I just somehow think Tennessee's going to find a way to win this game, especially at home in Nashville. I don't know, and I think they show a lot of heart on defense. Flacco's coming off a bad game. They're coming off a tough loss against Cleveland in Cleveland. And Tennessee, I know they're coming off a tough loss too against Buffalo. I mean, don't get me wrong there, but I don't know. I just got a feeling Tennessee's going to win this game, especially at home. So I'm going to go, I actually think it's going to be an ugly game too, to be honest with you. I'm going to go 17-14 Titans.
Well, I completely disagree with this one, Trav. I like the Ravens on the road in Tennessee. And I think they're going to win pretty easily. They didn't look good against Cleveland. And they're one of the better teams in the NFL, I feel like. So, I don't think they're going to lose 2 weeks in a row. And I'm going to say Baltimore wins it 27-13.
I'm going to go with Baltimore, too. Tennessee is just so inconsistent, man. I mean, they're kind of both inconsistent, but Tennessee is more of the inconsistent team. Mariota, how many touchdowns has he got in the year? Maybe 2 or 3?
Yeah, but he has been playing hurt most of the year, too, though. I think he's really quarterback.
I would say bring in Blaine Gabbert, but he's knocked out. Yeah, I'm going Baltimore.
There we go again, Nick. Me and you picking against Trav. It's either going to go one of 2 ways this week. Trav's going to get a huge lead on us, and we're both going to go through a table, or we're going to catch ground on him.
Thank God we're not doing it weekly. I've been through a chair a lot of times. I mean, a table. All right. Moving on, Brad. What you got? Los Angeles Rams versus the Denver Broncos.
Rams, easy. Not much to say about this one. Rams are just too good. They're going to go into Denver, get the W. That's all I got to say.
And I'm going with the Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium this Sunday. The Rams, Cooper Kupp concussion, Brandon Cooks concussion. Will they even play? I don't know. And if they do, will they be 100%? And Denver's pass rush, Case Keenum's in, I'm not going to say a long day, but, I mean, it's going to be tough, especially Mile High and the altitude. And, I picked Denver to beat Kansas City, and they should have. If Keenum would have made a better throw to Thomas, they would have won that game. So I think they're going to win this game for. Although I will say it's going to be a lot tougher for them to score against the Rams defense compared to the Chiefs, absolutely, no doubt. But I just think they're going to find a way. I just got a feeling Rams should have lost the Seahawks, so, and I ain't being ugly to your team, but I think the Broncos are quite a bit better than Seattle. But I just think Denver at home, crowd's going to be rocking. They're going to be fired up, and they've lost 2 in a row. They need to get a win under their belt and get off this little 2-game losing streak they're on. So
this is going to be a bad week for you, Trav. You picked some questionable games.
Yeah, I think Denver's going to win this game.
No.
LA's going to have their first loss of the season.
As a matter of fact, this game is my lock of the week. Rams over Broncos. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The La La Land Rams. They're going to win, Trav.
Barely beat Seattle. And that's
But that was in Seattle.
Seattle's a tougher environment than Denver, yes, but it's not like it's that much tougher.
And Russell Wilson's better than Case Keenum.
Well, he is, yes, but
Case
Keenum's
Keenum's
got better weapons around him than Wilson does, too.
Well,
I
Case
think
Keenum
so.
don't know how to use his weapons.
Yeah.
He's out there playing like he's got one leg or something.
Like Eminem said, what good is a machine gun if it's out of ammo?
I still
Case
think
Keenum.
he's a pretty good quarterback. Yeah,
Case.
he's average, a little bit better than average in my opinion.
He had a one-hit
wonder.
Yeah, one-hit wonder. Like Matt Ryan that year, he won MVP. One-hit wonders, Travis King.
I think he's pretty good.
You love these one-hit wonders, don't you, boy?
I think Broncos going to win. Von Miller's going to get after Case Keenum, and that's going to be the best. I'm going to go and say the best defense he's played all year, especially up front, D-line and linebacking wise.
Denver's defense isn't what it has been in years past.
Well, no,
Trust me. I've had them in
Secondary-wise.
fantasy. You don't want them.
Where are they going to throw the ball to? Cooks may be out.
Robert
Cooper.
Woods, Todd Gurley.
well.
Robert Woods is a stud. I got him in fantasy, boy. He's top 10 receiver in
Todd
fantasy.
Gurley ain't going to be able to beat Denver by himself. Ain't no way. He's
You'll
good.
see.
Special player. I like Todd Gurley.
It's a lock. Rams over Broncos. Who you
Big
like,
one.
Nick?
Aha, I'm going with the Rams. It's not my lock, but I'm still going with the Rams. Even without Cup or Cooks, they're going to be all right. The Denver's rushing defense is ranked 30th in the NFL right now.
Uh-oh. If you could see Travis King's face right now.
I still think they're going to win this game.
And
The
they're-
crowd on
but
third
they're-
down, it's going to get loud. And
Their pass defense is around 10th or 12th. But after what I saw the Jets do to them, just imagine what the Rams are going to do to
the
them.
media's been talking about the no fly zone on that Denver defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to get under their skin and motivate them. And I just think at home, they've showed all year they play better at home. I mean, they could easily be undefeated at home. They should have beat the Chiefs. They didn't. I mean, I give Chiefs credit, no doubt.
Is Aqib Talib playing this week for the Rams?
No.
He's not? Well, either way, he can give that defense insight on the Broncos. He was there with them, so he knows all their weaknesses. Rams easy in this one.
Demarius Thomas, I think, leads the league in drop passes, too.
Yeah, that's they got to get their chemistry together a little bit better, but I still think they're going to win. I really do.
Emmanuel Sanders is going to have a rushing touchdown.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Moving on. So another one that me and Brad disagree on with Travis. Okay. Brad Nolen, the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm going with the Jaguars in this one. This was my toughest game to pick this week, believe it or not. I had a tough time with it, but in the end I picked the Jaguars. Their defense is going to be too much for Dak Prescott having a horrible year. He ain't going to be able to throw on that defense. Their only hope is just to run Elliott into the ground and hopefully win that way, but it's not going to happen. I like the Jags winning a close one. 26-16.
Yeah, I'm really confident about Jacksonville in this game, despite the fact it's in Dallas. Dallas played well at home this year, keep that in mind. And they beat Detroit, and I didn't think they would. But just overall as a football.
Sorry, we had some technical difficulties within our podcast, but we all decided to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Dallas Cowboys. Nick Bell, take it away.
All right. very interesting Sunday night football game. The NFL did a great job scheduling this. It's just a fantastic week of football overall. But the Sunday night game is the icing on the cake. I just want to eat that icing all night long. I mean, gosh, this game is – I'm craving this game, man. A lot of money to be made in fantasy from this. And, Travis, what you got?
I mean, I could see it going either way, but I like the Patriots at home. Foxborough, that place is going to be rocking. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a lot of offense in this game, a lot of points scored. Mahomes and Brady, it's going to be off the charts. Potentially the greatest quarterback matchup in the history of football, you could argue, in my opinion.
Do what, Trav? Are you crazy?
There's no doubt.
The greatest quarterback matchup in the history. Mahomes has only played 5 games.
Look at what he's done, though, man.
It's not the greatest. The greatest would be Brady versus Manning, or Brady versus Rodgers, or Manning versus Breeze. You can't say Mahomes versus Brady's the greatest quarterback matchup ever.
You can. I don't think he's going to slow down.
Not until about 5-6 years into his career. This could be a one-hit wonder. You never know.
Nah, he's too good. Ain't gonna be no one-hit
wonder. You're crowning him king before he's even got into the ring.
He
hasn't
already on an elite level. Well, how is he not? Look at what he's doing.
I agree. I'm a big fan of him, but you can't say he's an all-time great yet.
I don't know about that. I think he could. They don't have no defense to back him up. They give up points every week on defense.
So you think he's going in the Hall of Fame if he retired today?
Well, not this soon. But
okay, well, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm saying when it goes down in history, it go down as greatest quarterback matchup of all time.
Oh, I see what you mean in retrospect, looking back. Okay, I see what you mean.
But I think New England's going to find a way at home. It's going to be close. I think Steven Gostkowski's going to kick the late field goal, and New England's going to win this game. Send the fans home happy. 38-37.
I'm picking the Patriots at home in this one, and I think they're going to win pretty easily. I think it's going to be close to an extent, but in the end, I see the Patriots winning 34-24. Tom Brady's just going to be too much at home. He's only lost 2 games against the AFC in his career at home in Gillette Stadium, so the man's a monster at home against the AFC. It's going to continue this week. They get the win. Nick Bell, what do you think?
I'm going with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes. You know, everybody says Tom Brady's the GOAT. But if you want to talk about retrospect, whatever. Looking back at this game, maybe 6-7 years from now, we're going to be saying Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT.
All right, I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan, but y'all are making me sick right now. Y'all can't be saying this already. Just enjoy the moment. Y'all are looking ahead to him retiring.
I am enjoying the moment. I told you I'm ready to lick the icing off the cake.
This guy's good, but you can't say he's going to be better than Tom Brady. Are you kidding me? Tom Brady's once in a generation. There may never be a quarterback at his level, ever. You can't say Patrick Mahomes is greater than him. Going to be.
Tom Brady?
I'm not saying it, but he's on a roll right now.
Prisoners of the moment, y'all two are.
Well, he's going to be good for a long time if he can stay healthy and keep his head right.
Well, I love him. I think he's one of my favorite players to watch, but I ain't going to crown him king.
He could, not this year, I don't think, but a year or so down the road, Mahomes could win a Super Bowl, and then if he does, he may not be the same type player. It might just go to his head, and he may just be like, I won me a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But, I mean...
I'm disappointed in you guys.
All right, guys. We got to move on to the Monday night. Everybody? Travis?
It's a consensus.
Packers.
Enough said. Well, guys, that's all for this week. Shots fired. We're signing off. I'm Brad Freakin Nolen.
I'm Nick Freakin Bell.
And I'm Travis Keen.
See you later, alligators.